Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. In today's video I'll show you how to make this beautiful Sierra top. The pattern is linked in the description below. You're gonna start by cutting out the fabric. The pattern is cut on the fold and cut twice, so you should have two identical pieces. I prefer to cut out the straps without the pattern pieces, but the pattern for the straps are included if you prefer using it. I just personally prefer to cut straps this way. Now that you have cut out all of your pattern pieces, you're gonna assemble the two main pieces. So place them on top of each other with right sides facing. You're gonna pin along the top and a few centimeters down the sides. And then you're gonna sew where you've pinned with a 1 centimeter seam allowance. Start where you've pinned on one side, and when you get to the edge, lower your needle and lift up your presser foot. Then you can turn the fabric 90 degrees, lower your presser foot, and then keep on sewing. Now you can cut off the corners to reduce bulk when you're flipping the top right side out. And then you're gonna press where you've sewn. Then you're gonna fold the top down 1 centimeter and pin it in place before sewing very close to the fold. Now you're gonna measure where you want your waist strap to go, and you're gonna make the channel for it. So place a pin on each side where you want your waist strap to be. Then flip the top inside out again and pin the sides together. I place my pins vertically, and the pin that's marking the waist I place horizontally. Now you're gonna sew down the sides, so start where you stopped the last seam and continue down to your pin that's marking the waist. Stop 1/2 centimeter before you get to the pin. Now you're gonna backstitch and then lift up your needle and presser foot and move the fabric 1 centimeter forwards before you place down your presser foot and keep on sewing. So you've left a hole in the seam where your strap will come out later. Then you're gonna repeat this on the other side. Now you can flip the top right side out again, and you're gonna press the sides. And then you're gonna sew the channel for the strap, and as you can see, you should have a hole on each side of the top. You're gonna make sure that the top is laying flat, and then you're gonna draw 2 straight lines with chalk from one side of the top to the other side. And the lines should go on the outside of the holes, creating a channel for the strap. I then place a couple of pins to make sure that the fabric doesn't move when sewing, and so that it's not messing up the channel. Here you can see the hole for the strap and how I drew the lines. And then you're just gonna sew with a straight stitch following the lines. Then you're gonna hem the top, so place it on your ironing board and fold the bottom up 1 centimeter and press. Then fold it up another centimeter and press it again. Then you can pin it and sew close to the fold. When you have these many layers, it can be a little tricky to sew at the start, so I usually start a few centimeters down, and when I've sewn the rest of the seam, I flip it and sew the start from the other way around. This way it's easier for my machine to handle the thick layers, but maybe that's just my machine that has a problem and you can sew yours in one go. But if not, that's how I usually deal with that problem. Now you're gonna sew the straps, so take one strap and fold it in half with the wrong sides out. Then sew with a 1 centimeter seam allowance, and then you're gonna take a loop turner and thread the strap on it. When the loop turner comes out, you're gonna hook it onto the strap and then pull it down, eventually turning the strap right side out. Another tip is to hook your loop turner to your machine. It makes it easier to pull out the strap, especially if you have a long strap. Then you can repeat that on the other strap. And for the final step, you're gonna assemble the straps to the top. So again, take your loop turner and insert it into the neck channel. When it comes out the other end, hook it onto one strap and then pull it out. And then you do the exact same thing to the waist strap. And there you have it, the top is done.